It's Friday, February 2nd, 2024. I want to start this video out by just giving my condolences, my thoughts and prayers to the soldiers who just returned to Delaware today. I was just watching a little bit of this on the news. The three soldiers that lost their lives due to a drone strike on Sunday. My heart goes out to their families. Again, my condolences, my prayers, and I hope everybody watching this video today just takes a second and just says a prayer for these soldiers. You know, we take so much for granted. We take life for granted, and I don't believe we should be entangled in these wars. I don't think we should be over there. Unfortunately, people are losing their lives, and now Americans are losing their lives, and it's another reason why we should not be there. Again, my condolences, my prayers. This must just be so hard on the families of these young people, all reservists, probably not expecting anything like this to happen. And we've got to really appreciate our time here, not take it for granted, always trying to do something positive. And it's just when you really think about how sad it is that these three families who lost their kids over being in the Middle East, where I don't think we should be. Just what a tragedy, what a loss. And unfortunately, we're going to see more Americans lose their lives. More people in the Middle East will lose their lives. And it really, really is sad. So, you know, don't take life for granted. Don't take your time on earth for granted. Do something positive. Do something to help people. And give God thanks every day for every minute you have here. And, you know, do something. Accomplish something. Follow your passions. Do something to help mankind. Again, my heart goes out to these people. Now, I want to shift gears here a little bit and talk about what's happening in the U.S. economy. We got some incredible news today. The January job numbers came in. 353,000 jobs added in January. 178,000 were expected. So we're nearly 200,000 jobs over the expectation. Somebody please try to explain this to me. I mean, this is just, to me, a complete fraud. But the good news with this was good news for the markets. It's shocking because this will definitely guarantee there will be no rate hike in March. And I would think that this would have been really bad news for the markets. Great news for the economy, bad news for the markets, but it's not really great news for the economy because we know that these numbers are complete fraud. Nobody's talking about the 136% increase in job layoffs in January, but they're talking about these 353,000 jobs that were added in January. So just to go over some of these jobs, not all, but this is the list. We added, number one, healthcare and social assistance added the most jobs. I just rounded these numbers off to 100,000. I looked at what the average person in healthcare makes. It's $35,000 a year, and many people don't even make that. Many of these jobs in healthcare and social assistance are part-time. But we're adding more part-time, low-wage jobs. Second, professional and business services, that added 74,000 jobs. Retail trade added 45.2 thousand jobs. And the average pay in that is $35,000 a year. Government jobs, 36,000. Manufacturing, 23,000. Transportation and warehouse, we added 15.5 thousand. The average person in transport and warehousing makes $32,000 a year. Construction, we added 11,000. And leisure and hospitality, this was very interesting. Usually in the top 2 or 3. Usually it's number 1. Leisure and hospitality, we only added 11,000 jobs in January. That doesn't even make sense because usually this is the number 1 sector where America's been adding jobs, and now it's barely in the top 10. I don't even know if it really made it in the top 10, but how does it go from 1 or 2 to like number 10 on the list or wherever it is? It's at the bottom of the list. How do you go from adding, you know, it'll be 70, 80, 100 plus thousand jobs in leisure and hospitality, and now we're only adding 11,000. Just does not make any sense. But while they're trying to fool everybody that we have record low unemployment at 3.7%, all these jobs out there, not telling you that they're low wage, that they have very little opportunity to actually grow and move up the ladder, that they're mostly part-time jobs. They're not telling you that. While they continue to just tell you that the job market's booming, the economy's booming, but Deutsche Bank to lay off 3,500 employees to shave off billions of dollars of operational costs. And that's after, remember, Citigroup just announced it's going to be laying off 20,000 employees. Article today on Fox Business, layoffs skyrocketing in 2024. Here's where the companies, or who the companies that are axing jobs. Just to go down the list really quick, and this isn't all of them, but so far this year, you've seen major layoffs with Google, Amazon, American Airlines, Business Insider, Citigroup, Deutsche Bank, Forbes, iRobot, Levi's, Okta, UPS, and many, many more. And think about how many small, medium businesses that we never ever hear about are losing jobs. People that work for a company of 50 or 100 people or a couple hundred people or 5 people, and they're having to lay off people in small business, the backbone of America. We never hear about what's happening with layoffs with small business. But while they're going to pump up this news that the job market's incredible, unemployment's super low, the economy's booming, there's jobs everywhere, people are losing their jobs. And to find out a good quality job that pays well is going to be very, very hard. If you have a good job right now, I would do everything in your power to not lose that job. Here's an article today also on Fox Business. American beef industry hits record low according to USDA. I bring this up because as people are making less money, real wages are not keeping up with inflation. People are going to have to pay more to eat. And if you want beef, especially if you want good beef, prices of good beef, the stuff that doesn't have all the hormones and chemicals in it, it is exploding. They're blaming this record low in the industry on drought, that the drought has caused a lot of these issues. Beef inventory is at the lowest level since the 1970s. Think about how many people we have coming to America from all over the world. They're going to have to eat. They're going to need food. And our beef industry is at a record low. Drought, inflation, input costs, all pushing prices up. Really, honestly, if you want to go out to dinner for a steak, a good steak, that dinner is going to cost you, you go to a good steakhouse, it's going to cost you $100 for a nice steak dinner. If you want to go to the grocery store and buy a nice piece of meat and bring it home for your family of 4, that's going to become a luxury. I mean, to me right now, if you go out to a Morton's or a Ruth Chris or a Mastro's, you're going to be spending big money, and that right now is a luxury to be able to eat at a restaurant like that. But it's becoming a luxury now just for a family to be able to use a grill on the weekend and cook some steaks. Here's an article also on Fox Business. Teens working part-time jobs at highest rate since 2009 in perfect storm of economic condition stability. This is my personal opinion. Why are we seeing so many teens working? Because they have to help support their families, because a 2-income family no longer is paying the bills. A 2-income family is falling behind. So what they're doing is now people's kids are having to go work these part-time jobs in leisure and hospitality, fast food, in order to contribute so that people don't lose their houses. This is how bad it's getting. Remember many, many years ago where one income in the 50s, 60s, 1970s, a single income could support an entire family. Then I would say probably the 80s, 90s, you saw where a 2-income household became more common, and you needed to have 2 incomes, and you certainly need at least 2 incomes today in order for a family to survive. And unfortunately, nearly 80% of this country is living paycheck to paycheck with 2 incomes. So now you're going to see the entire family have to go to work now so that people can pay their light bills, so that people can put food on the table. This is where it's all going. First, it started with the husband working, then it was the wife having to go to work. Now it's going to be the kids having to go to work. This article I'm going to finish with here today, and please comment down below on any of these articles I'm sharing with all of you. Beautiful day today, mid 70s here in Palm Desert, some clouds out by the mountains, some rain out there somewhere, but here it looks like it's going to be dry today and tomorrow. But as I'm sitting here, the birds are chirping, people are playing golf, the grass is green, the sky's blue, everything looks wonderful. Don't take it for granted, and don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. So much is happening around the world. So much is happening right here in the United States of America. You need to be preparing. I'm going to wrap it up with this last article, and this comes from CNBC. I was reading this last night. It's titled, Gold Demand Hit Record Highs in 2023 Amid Geopolitical Risk, China Weakness. You've got to ask yourself, why are these central banks buying up so much gold? Gold demand stood at 4,899 tons last year, 4,741 tons the year before in 2022. This is physical tons. This is physical gold, ladies and gentlemen. Why are they stockpiling so much gold? You've got to ask yourself this. And I think that this is probably the most important time in world history to be owning gold, to be owning silver. In fact, I think silver is probably the most undervalued, overlooked asset on planet Earth at this point. I think that we're going to come to a point in America where this stuff is going to be so valuable, you will not be measuring it in dollars. You will be measuring it in ounces. Very, very important to have. I don't give financial advice, but I do share with you what I'm doing, what my circle of friends are doing, what my family is doing. Also, really quick, just a reminder, if you don't have one of these, this is a silver scale. You can also get a gold scale. Ryan, who has been a follower of the show for years, he's in the gold and silver business. He's become a good friend of mine. He walks the walk. He has these. I'll put his link down below. They're $26. These will really come in handy when you have to make sure and confirm that the gold or silver that you're accepting for payment or for another asset is real. So you could take your 7 most popular gold coins, your 7 most popular silver coins, and you can check diameter, width, and weight. So really, really important to have one of these. I don't make a dime. It's all Ryan. He has more, so I'll put his link down below. You can get the gold one, the silver one, get both of them. But I think for $26, it's an important little tool to have, so check that out. Also, if you need gold or silver, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if people buy this stuff, they don't buy it. I'm going to continue buying gold and silver. I'm going to keep doing what the central banks are doing, because the sky might be blue today, the grass is green, the birds are chirping, the golfers are out, and everything seems, everything seems peaceful and nice. But we know behind all this, what is going on around the world, what's happening just right here in the United States of America, the political turmoil, leadership, the banking issues. We're going to see big banking problems really begin to start this year, I believe, with what's happening in commercial real estate and the regional banks. We're printing way too much money. There's too much debt. There's too many dollars. It's why it's so important to have real physical things like gold and silver. I apologize about the landscapers, but as I finish this up, please comment down below about anything you want to comment on. How are you preparing? What are you adding? Again, food, water, essential supplies, candles, matches, batteries, communications, security. There's so many things. Medications, first aid kits, trauma kits, tourniquets, you name it. There's so much we should be adding. So comment down below. But I think when we talk about what's happening financially, I think that this is probably the most important time to be adding gold and silver, physical gold and silver, where you can get to it. This is probably the most important time in history, and it's going to become even more important as events unfold and things begin to get more chaotic financially and socially in America. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Have a great weekend. Take the weekend to get in a little bit better shape. Take the weekend, spend it with family, friends, and give God thanks for your time on earth. Again, we lost those soldiers. They're gone. and their families are suffering. So, you know, don't take life for granted. Time is a very important asset. We don't know how much time we're going to have here, but while we do have time here, let's make sure we're using it correctly, that we're being positive, that we're being productive, and that we're helping other people out, and that we're leading. God bless every one of you. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Make sure that you're using situational awareness. A lot of things are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful. Be safe. God bless.